Good afternoon, graduates, families, faculty, administrators, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Walt Whitman High School class of 2020.
It's fitting that we begin by thanking all of you who have been there for us, not just for the first 3.5 years, but for these last 2.5 months. Thank you.
With that said, I think it's safe to say that this graduation ceremony will be an event like no other. So, on behalf of the senior class, we are thrilled that you are with us today.
Class of 2020, I'm so incredibly proud of what we've achieved and overcome, not only in the most recent months, but our entire 4 years. In moments where it feels like we have nothing left, we find a way to come together. Our class has come face to face with hardships beyond what any of us could have ever imagined. Yet, we come back from the impossible, finding strength we didn't know we had, and finding love and support in each other we didn't know we needed. This ceremony is not only a testament to our hard work, initiative, and strength, but also a hallmark of the love and support of our strongest advocates, the teachers, faculty, and family who've remained with us faithfully. They've opened their doors when we're having a particularly rough day, listened to our concerns, and genuinely put their all into caring for us. Though we cannot be together now, we will continue to be close in an effort to make up for what we weren't able to have, making our bond tighter than any class before us. Our unique perspective as Whitman students and as the class of 2020 is something no pandemic can ever take away. There's an energy about Whitman students that's talked about around the county and is envied by other schools, a certain drive and passion that sustains Whitman culture, that pushes the boundaries of what we believe to be possible. I'm so sad to leave the family I was able to create at Whitman. From the leadership class, the Minority Scholars Program, there's a constant drive and sense of advocacy coming from the student body. We're a close-knit community where we've learned to be better people, discovering more about ourselves through the opportunities we've been granted at Whitman. We've supported each other through heartbreaking lows and celebrated each other's successes. From this moment on, all opportunities in our lives are investments. Many of us are going to college, moving on to jobs or gap years. These opportunities to change, to learn, to grow, came from a moment where a stranger was willing to take a chance on us, believing in what we had to offer, knowing we could be an addition to their lives, making an impact and working together to be more than an individual, greater than the sum of our parts. It's easy to say, I am going to make a difference, but real impact takes support and belief in each other to create something bigger than ourselves. Adults in our lives have taken chances on us through their guidance in hopes that we can contribute what they've taught us into the world. We've been given the opportunity to grow. We've been empowered to make a difference. We each have something great inside of us. Now, it's up to us to take those opportunities to shape the future. Class of 2020, I'm so proud of us. What we've been able to accomplish so far, what we have done, and what we will do will forever be marked by the time spent together in the halls of Walt Whitman.
Vincent van Gogh said, "Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together." As we gather today, celebrating a huge moment in our lives, I want to reflect on the small things that got us here and the people we have become over the last 4 years. We, as very soon-to-be Whitman graduates, have become persevering, optimistic visionaries. Firstly, perseverance. Us Whitman students are shaped into strong leaders, academics, and people. We have the opportunity to lead our own clubs, start projects with the support of the school, and work together to be the change we wish to see in the world. I believe our strength also comes from the way we, from the first day of freshman year, take charge of our own education. I'll admit, the MCPS-MD has saved me more times than I can count, but Whitman students are still responsible for the grades we earn and the work we put in. We are encouraged to understand that our actions have consequences and that the effort we put in directly correlates to the result. This has made us hard workers with the strength to persevere. Secondly, optimism. I believe optimism doesn't mean remaining hopeful only when life is going well. True optimism means remaining engaged, upbeat, and enthusiastic when it feels like everything is going wrong. We, as a class, have been through immeasurable tragedy, hardship, and now at the end of the long road, we've had much of our last year taken away. But it has not made us pessimists. We have supported and uplifted each other, lent a helping hand to those who need us, and found ways to stay connected and bonded, even when we are physically far apart. Optimism is a strength in its own right, and one that will carry us, as Whitman graduates, into bright futures. Lastly, we are visionaries. Whitman students work actively towards change within our school, our community, and the country. We work to educate each other and eradicate racism, sexism, homophobia, and other discriminatory practices. In doing so, we become visionaries for a brighter, more inclusive future. The administration and teachers give us the opportunity to advocate passionately for each other and for ourselves. It is this quality, this striving for greatness, that will lead each of us to success. Every time we defended ourselves, became involved in activism at school, listened to the experiences of our peers, and educated each other, we were building to greatness. Our smaller acts led to this big moment. And moving forward, our small acts of perseverance and optimism will continue to make us visionaries for the future and successful adults who change the world. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. Today, I want everyone to celebrate every little thing that got them here and all the great things still to come. Congratulations, class of 2020.
I would like to begin by thanking Dr. Dodd and the Whitman staff for putting together an innovative way to celebrate the class of 2020. The first day I walked into the Whitman lobby, I was taken aback by the height of the ceilings. Did I shrink over the summer? I never thought the ceilings at Pyle were particularly low, just that I was average height. There's my 8th grade superiority complex shielding me from my 5-foot truth. Despite how prepared I felt for high school, I immediately felt intimidated by this new setting. The person I was on that day, full of doubt, fear, and wearing one too many chokers, is very different from the person who is graduating today. I was so worried about fitting into the mold of a typical 9th grader, let's just say way too much of my allowance was spent on Starbucks Frappuccinos, that I lost track of who I really was. Rather than following my heart, I fouled in line and did what I thought others wanted me to do, straightening my hair, hiding my love for music, and holding back my loud laugh. Over the years at Whitman, I've grown more comfortable with my own style. Wedge sneakers will forever be cool, and proud to say that I love to learn. I share this with you because I know as teenagers we all relate to the struggle of fitting in and finding our place. High school is a stage in life where we are trying to find our own identity and purpose. We all put on numerous masks before we find our true face. However, looking back, we notice that our experiences have shaped us in important ways. Parking at the baseball field definitely taught us the benefits of early morning cardio. Whitman has been another stepping stone, allowing us to further discover ourselves and our values. Let me just say, you do not need to walk away from high school knowing your life's plan. Believe me, I don't. But we can graduate knowing more about who we are at our core, a better grasp of what we want our future to be. The class of 2020 has truly faced adversities and tragedies, but together we have grown stronger. On March 13th, our senior year took an abrupt turn. We have every right to feel deprived because we have not participated in the quintessential high school senior rituals. However, no matter the curveball, the class of 2020 has an undeniable and unbreakable bond that will continue to unite us for the rest of our lives. Despite these unprecedented times, which can feel isolating, we have teamed together as a community because we know this is the time where we need each other the most. Being an only child, Whitman has provided me with the siblings I never had. Despite being apart, we've managed to find ways to connect. Let us be the revolutionaries that we are and take these hardships to make a better future. Whitman's class of 2020 will not allow COVID-19 to alter our lives without fighting back. It is time to turn negatives into positives and make a difference in our community and beyond. We are experiencing a graduation and a world like no other. We can use the lessons we learn to better ourselves as human beings and forge a life of success for our world and those who follow. I could not be prouder to be graduating with you all, whether it would have been at Dark Constitution Hall or in my living room, because we are Vikes for life. Although I may not be much taller than when I first walked through the big blue metal doors, I'm grateful to everyone in my life who has helped me grow in ways I never imagined. So thank you, class of 2020, and to all our teachers, counselors, and staff who have taught and guided us over the last 4 years. Together, we are Whitman Strong.
It's a pleasure this afternoon to introduce our principal, Dr. Robert Dodd.
Welcome, parents, family members, staff, and of course, the class of 2020 to Walt Whitman High School's commencement ceremony. I'm Principal Robbie Dodd, and it's an honor to be speaking to you today. Graduating seniors. When school closed on March 13th, I believed that normalcy would resume and we would be celebrating your graduation together at Constitution Hall on June 8th. In fact, I was still searching for a graduation speaker in early April. As fate would have it, the conclusion of your K-12 education has been changed in ways that no one could foresee. I know many of you must feel a profound sense of loss. The highlight of being a high school educator is our annual commencement ceremony for seniors. Our entire Walt Whitman staff has experienced this loss with you. Yet in times of loss, we must look to find the things and events that give us hope and purpose for the future. Today's commencement is one such event. Today, we are going to recognize you for all you've accomplished over the years, knowing full well what you've been through recently will set you apart and uniquely prepare you for an ever-changing future. You are the Walt Whitman class of 2020. In the history of our exceptional school, you will forever exist as a singularly strong and resilient class of seniors. Once again, you've made Whitman proud, or should I say, Whitman strong. Today's our chance to recognize your courage and say thank you one final time. My one hope is that each of you can feel deep satisfaction for yourselves and for each other. This is your well-deserved turn to soak up all the love and pride that our audience feels for you today. As we get started, there are some people that I need to recognize. Let's start with our Walt Whitman cluster principals, who I know are watching today. They take incredible pride that so many of you attended their schools before arriving at Whitman. Please join me in showing our deep gratitude for this outstanding group of educators. Chris Nardi from Pyle, Karen Carrasio from Bradley Hills, Jay Lee from Carter Rock, Marita Sherburne from Woodacres, recent retiree Judy Lewis from Burning Tree, and Catherine Bradley from Bannockburn. Thank you for all that you've done for our schools. Graduation also means that it's time to recognize and celebrate the Walt Whitman staff who are moving on. I'd like to recognize our retirees, Miss Louise Reynolds, English and journalism teacher and longtime leader of the Black and White, Miss Janet Konchnick, math teacher, and Miss Jane Wykes, special education transition teacher. Thank you for being such an important part of our school. We wish you well. In addition, I'd like to recognize Mr. Todd Michaels, our senior class sponsor, and Mrs. Kristen Rudolph Cody, senior class administrator, who do so much to make the last year at Whitman memorable for our seniors. One of the defining characteristics of our wonderful school is the exceptional staff who give so much to our students. On behalf of our students, parents, and community members, I want to recognize them for everything they've done to help our graduates get to this day. Thank you, Whitman staff. As I mentioned before, I believe the defining characteristic of the class of 2020 has been courage. During your time at Walt Whitman, you've confronted more than your share of heartbreak. In November of 2017, you lost a beloved classmate, Jojo Greenberg. In your grief, you supported one another and worked tirelessly to effect change in our school and community, change that would benefit Whitman students of the future. You've confronted the challenges facing today's young people, from mental health to social inequities, by working together and being fearless in your efforts. You've shown consistent courage in pushing forward with efforts to raise awareness about the critical nature of mental health. The student-led mental health seminars you helped develop are a model of student leadership in the service of the well-being of our school community members. In a time of increasing intolerance in our nation, leaders in this class bravely shined a light on the barriers that limit the opportunities that minority students have, thereby laying the foundation for our collective efforts to confront intolerance and racism so we can begin to build a new sense of unity. Members of the class of 2020 helped begin efforts like One Whitman as members of our Minority Scholars Program, Black Student Union, Pride, and SGA. The class of 2020 also took on the challenge of breathing new life into homecoming by creating our first ever post-homecoming dance. Your courage revitalized homecoming and created a new sense of pride in coming back to school on one of the most memorable nights of the year. In addition, clubs like One MoCo and the Inspirators look beyond our own community and set their sights on removing barriers for underserved students and families in Montgomery County. And finally, our senior SGA members set a new standard of giving back to the community by leading our charity drive that raised over $30,000 for Children's National Health Systems. These are just a few of the examples of your courage that I believe foreshadow the powerful way in which you'll shape our future. As has been the tradition passed down through Walt Whitman High School principals, I'm going to take a few moments to recognize the achievements of the class of 2020. Let's start with Walt Whitman High School athletics. We had 11 seniors who were recognized with all-Met status. Our boys soccer team and boys swim and dive team won Maryland state titles, and the feel-good story of the year was our bocce team's county championship. Overall, we had 254 seniors play varsity sports. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Beyond sports, our choral and instrumental music groups continue to earn superior scores in all local, state, and national competitions. We had almost 100 seniors shine in these two venerable Whitman programs. And who can forget the outstanding artistic talent we have? We had over 300 seniors participate in the Arts Festival, Talent Show, Coffee House, Battle of the Bands, and the competition for Whitman Idol. And once again, our Whitman publications and clubs continue to earn awards while they inform and move us. Combined, we had 175 seniors on the Black and White, Yearbook, Eidolon, Psych Journey, Whitman Shorts, Speech and Debate, It's Academic, Model UN, Robotics, and Deca. Congratulations to these students. Whitman students are committed to helping each other, improving our world, and standing up for essential human rights. Combined, we had over 50 seniors in the Minority Scholars Program, Black Student Union, Pride, Sources of Strength, and Best Buddies. Thank you for all that you've done to improve our community. This year, 87 seniors earned the Maryland State Seal of Biliteracy by demonstrating proficiency in one or more languages other than English. 189 of our seniors maintained at least a 3.8 average or above, and 38 seniors are graduating today with a 4.0 GPA. As has also been tradition, we typically announce several student awards each year at our graduation rehearsal. This year, we are going to recognize these seniors now. The Posse Foundation identifies, recruits, and trains individuals with extraordinary leadership potential. Posse scholars receive full tuition leadership scholarships from the foundation. Congratulations to this year's winner, Jordan Shabani. The Jane Fairweather Community Service Scholarship Award recognizes a student with an abiding spirit for community service. Congratulations to this year's winner, Brittany Yomi. The Van Hollen Public Service Award recognizes a student who displays a deep sense of dedication to public service, takes meaningful personal initiative, and brings innovative and fresh approaches to improving the lives of others. This year's winner is Hayden Shinneberry. The Walt Whitman High School Outstanding Deca Leadership Award recognizes seniors who demonstrate exceptional leadership, dedication, and are inspiring and enterprising role models. Congratulations to this year's recipients, Aditi Gujaran, Lucas Troost, and Nathaniel Zittner. The National Merit Scholarship Program is an academic scholarship competition for recognition in university scholarships. Congratulations to this year's 13 National Merit Scholarship recipients: Jules Berthollet, Nicholas Cook, Hannah Donner, Rasika Preethi Dramanaraju, Kaleo Goldstein Colaretti, Hunter Lee, Samantha Leventis, Max London, Emily Mayo, Devin McClenigan, Nathaniel Olson, Emma Solafsky, and Boyang Zhao. The Hispanic Alliance for Education recognizes a distinguished Hispanic scholar at each of the 25 high schools in MCPS for outstanding academic achievement, leadership, and community service. Congratulations to this year's winner, Carlos Daniel Donoso Kugler. The Montgomery County Alliance of Black School Educators recognizes a senior at each of the 25 high schools in MCPS for outstanding academic achievement and community service. Congratulations to this year's MCABSE Scholar and Community Leader, Aya Hussein. The Dr. Jerome M. Marco Excellence in Leadership Award. As principal of Walt Whitman High School, Dr. Jerome Marco encouraged emerging leaders to grow and reach their potential as contributors to the school and community. The Whitman SGA wants to continue his legacy by recognizing 2 such emerging leaders in the senior class and honoring each of them with a $500 scholarship. Congratulations to this year's recipients of the Jerome Marco Scholarship, Julia Clayton and Amelia Montanino. On a personal note, I want to express how deeply gratified I am to have been your principal during your last 2 years of high school. You warmly welcomed me to Whitman when you were juniors and helped show me the ropes of our fine school. Now it's time to observe the rite of passage for which we are all here. Individual recognition of our graduating seniors in the class of 2020 before you head into a future of endless possibilities. Lest I forget to mention what you're leaving behind. Your efforts helped make Walt Whitman High School one of the highest ranked schools in Maryland and the nation. You've set the highest standard of excellence through your courage, conduct, and achievements. Mrs. O'Neill, I enthusiastically recommend to you the members of the class of 2020 as qualified candidates for the State of Maryland diploma. Congratulations, graduates. You made it.
By virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Education of Montgomery County, under the laws of the State of Maryland, I do now award diplomas or certificates evidencing the satisfactory completion of the prescribed courses of study to the students of Montgomery County Public Schools who are recommended for graduation by the faculty of Montgomery County Public Schools. Receiving this diploma or certificate, each of you is entitled to all of the privileges and honors accorded a graduate of a high school accredited by the Maryland State Department of Education. Congratulations, graduates.
Nima Al-Mansour, Jake Abdow, Neil Abramowitz, Anaili Acosta, Deanna Adams, Rachel Adioti, Solomon Adioti, Saeed Ali, Zara Ali, Miguel Alu Fernandez, Iskander Altan Bonet, Davi Alves,
Aliyah Ali,
Beck Almadeo, Chiyu Appel, Amy Arbitman, Gwendolyn Arbitman, Maria Arencen Languis, Sydney Arlen, Creighton Armstrong, Jacqueline Aroni, Isabel Aronin, Lucas O'Rourke-Pragasum, Zachary Ascarinum, Solene Aubert, Blake Aucamp, Simran Alik, Ariana Azimi, Sarah Azimi, Daniel Bailey, James Barker, Abigail Barry Cormier, Rebecca Barsky, Christian Bartholomew, Michael Bass, Meredith Battle, Matthew Baxter, Anna Bedratenko, Timur Basnov, Evan Belsky, Daniel Berger, Trevor Berry, Jules Bertholet, Christian Besky, Madeline Blaisdell, Emily Block, Neil Blomquist, Robert Bowser, Isabella Bravo, Caleb Brenner, Mizuki Brent, Alexandra Brody, Jillian Brodsky, Caitlin Burgess, Andrew Caden, Mark Caniff, Caroline Cantrell, Tom Cardo, Dallas Carson, Joshua Carter, Lou Cartillier, Peyton Casamento, Morgan Chapman Chakra, Elizabeth Charles, Alexandra Chen, Justin Chen, Wengshin Chen, Justin Cheng, Syriac Shataya, Calvin Choi, Julia Chopin, Maximilian Churchill, Zoe Chiat, Julia Clayton, Harmond Cohen, Tess Cohen Dumani, Samuel Coleman, Maxwell Colin, Madison Colonna, Michael Conlon, Nicholas Cook, Lily Cork, Charlie Cornwell, Inanna Crab, Kyle Creighton, William Crump, Luke Cullinane, Annie Kniff, Mira DeHia, Kunya Dalton, Cameron Darnell, Maxwell Davies, Michaela Davis, Brian DeBishop, Michael DeRosa, Olivia Decker, Emily Deutschman, Alexander Diarra, Brian Diarra, Lucia Diaz Bartolome, William Dickstein, Mark Dimitrov, Hannah Donner, Carlos Donoso Kugler, Lynn Dragstead, Rasika Dronam Raju, Margot Dumont, Hillary Dunkley, Abraham Edwards, Ryan Eisel, Isabel Engelstad, Ana España Manzanilla, Sahara Estinto, Leonard Estrigomi, Sean Farron, Andreas Fauquier, Ethan Feldman, Joseph Ferrari, Ariel Feuerston, Howard Fishman, Sean Fleming, Lucas Folio, Anna Ford, Julia Forlini, Nathaniel Forney, Fiona Forrest, Robert Friedman, Morgan Friend, Jacqueline Friedlander, Louis Michel Frilou, Haruhiku Fuchino, Egil Bayar Gambold, Iker Bayar Gambold, Robert Gandolfo, Dylan Gangopadier, Nathan Gatton, Samuel Giesing, Kevin Gary, Liam Gilbert Lawrence, Riley Giles, Eva Gins, Jacob Glass, Eve Gold, Lily Goldberger, Kaleo Goldstein Colaretti, Julian Goldsman, Jack Gonzalez, William Gorman, Aiden Gould, Bridget Grant, Olivia Gravatt, Andrew Gray, Abigail Green, Evelyn Gregory, Noah Grill, Aditi Gujaran, Vishaka Gunasekera, Aaron Gunther, Mateo Gutierrez, Jennifer Guzman, Drew Hawes, Henry Haddon, Maeve Haggerty, Anthony Hallaby, Georgina Hammond Chambers, Susan Hamoud, Emerson Hampton Weinberg, Isabel Hanula, Catherine Hansen, Caroline Hatcher, Georgia Headley, Madeline Healy, Phoebe Hedstrom, Sarah Henderson, Mary Hermes, Dana Hernstadt, Olaf Hichwa, Catherine Hinatiuv, Ella Hong Simon, Shawnee Hofer, Isabel Hoffman, Jake Hoffman, Kareem Holland, Abba Hugavine, Alexa Hoover, Eric Huberty, Skylar Hubner, Hunter Holsabus, Aya Hussein,
Chantal Ishak, Emma Itaregi, Caroline Itzkoff, Iliad Izadi, Lucas Izquierdo, David Jacobstein, Zara Jaffrey, Roxana Jollinus, Sam Jansen Brown, Kurt Jensen, Liam Jodry, Christina Johnson, Marin Johnson, Renz Johnson, Samuel Johnson, Skylar Johnson, Lucas Junji, Amanda Collenberg, May Kalnick, Sophie Katz, Aiden Kaufman, Webb Kavanaugh, Sydney Kawamoto, Natalie Keller, John Kelly, Abigail Q, Dylan Kim, Moniette King, Alexia Kingma, Gabrielle Kisslinger, Ariel Klein, Adrian Knappertz, Fiorella Knowlton Vera, Lane Koenig, Clara Koritz Hawks, Maya Kotolansky, Sophia Kachube, Rachel Kraft, Christian Kramer, Regan Creeder, Anna Crush, Joseph Koo, Chandler Kuhn, Braden Kolbach, Ria Kumar, Neil Kundagrami, Samuel Laprie, Anna Labarca, Alicia Lampkin, Catherine Lampkin, Anna Lamb, Lisa Landy, Alicia Lowers, Blake Lehman, Hunter Lee, Serena Lee, Benjamin Lesser, Ariel Lavov, Samantha Leventis, Natalie Lewis, Alex Lee, Jia-Yi Lee, Remy Lichtman, Joshua Lieberman, Hannah Linson, Callie Lipping, Sarah Liu, David Llanos Carvajal, Jacqueline Lococo, Brody Logman Adam, Max London, Camilla Lopez Aguilera, Benjamin Lawrence, Matthew Ma, Matilda Mackay, John Mackle, Aiden Madden, Fanula Mahoney, Stephanie Mayer, Ananya Malhotra, Allison Mandel, Paige Mandeville, Rebecca Marr, Grace Martin, Kanae Matsuno, Jack Matthews, Jonathan Mozzie, Emily Mayo, Sarah McAdoo, Dugan McCabe, Isabella McDonald, Sarah McDonald, Carter McLoon, Jerome McGrath III, Henry McInerney, Ryan McIntyre, Lily McKay, Leah McLaren, Devin McLenigan, Drew Meadows, Larissa Medina Gill, Kathleen Mejia, Allie Melrod, Ornella Memaga, Zane Memon, Benjamin Mendenhall, Madeline Menkes, Samuel Mermelstein, Emmanuel Masali, Jack Middleton, Matthew Millen, Shabam Mittal, Kenneth Mura, Mwazanji Makandawiri, Rowan Mohan, Gabrielle Monig, Amelia Montanino, Louis Moon, Audrey Moore, Carmen Marino Alcaraz, Annie Morris, Mark Moulier, Caroline Muir, Michaela Murugara, Lorenzo Natal, Ali Navarrete, Ali Niazi, Justin Niles, Colin Notley, Claude Notak, Lily Nowell, Elio Nunez del Arco, Bryn O'Connor, Michael O'Halloran Jr., Kylie O'Hara, Liam O'Leary, Devin O'Neill, Andrew O, Josephine Quinn Ocon, Emily Olin, Megan Olson, Nate Olson, Jenna Omar, Allison O'Soren, Grace Pagano, Gabrielle Pakarvan, Andrew Palum, Sophia Papados, Joanna Papaioannou, Bella Pardo, Gwendolyn Parks, Michael Paulos, Chloe Perry, Luca Petrescu, Laurel Patrides, Sophie Petrie, Jaden Pierce, Taylor Pittman, Noah Plitt, Ian Poe, Harley Pomper, Matthew Poon, Ariel Popovsky, Maria Pujason Lavinia, Yuan Chi,
Anthony Rabinovich, Rita Rye, Charlotte Ralston, Syra Rathod, Aramis Ravery, Annabelle Reddish, Thompson Rhodes, Sebastian Rico, Leo Ritter, Ian Roberts, William Robertson, Alexandra Robinson, Carson Robinson, Ryan Rockman-Ofena, Edwin Rock, Stephanie Rodriguez, Peter Rogie, Jacqueline Roman, Zachary Rosen, Allison Rosenstein, Molly Rothschild, Matthew Ruxell, Nicholas Roy, Eleanor Ruffer, Clara Russ, Matthew Ryan, Daria Sabrian, Emma Solofsky, Callie Saltz, Isabel Samos Rivas, Harari Sato, Karumi Sato, Lenora Saucier, Oliver Schiller, Frank Schweitzer, Luca Scott, Marie Seck, James Sevier, Emma Schaefer, Arjun Shah, Jordan Shaibani, Faye Shakir, Kaya Sharma, Adam Shaw, Jolie Sherman, Hayden Shinneberry, Michael Shively, Ling Xuan Shu, Boyd Seibert, Harrison Sykes, Alexander Silver, Victoria Silvani, Ethan Singer, Aaron Sipos, Emma Citrick, Elizabeth Seclair, Anjali Smith, Brett Smith, Sienna Smith, Wesley Smith, Catherine Snedeker, Oliver Snow, Caroline Snyder, Elizabeth Snyder, Bonnie Sodi, Joseph Salasway, Stephanie Soloso, Jasper Solnick, Bennett Solomon, Ethan Sonnenreich, Graham Sufer, Isabel Sowles, Theodore Spear, Eva Stallard Wilder, Eliza Starr, Nathan Steiner, Clayton Steiner, Roni Steffen, Abigail Sternfeld, Henry Stoner, Mary Stratakos, Rachel Strauss, Samuel Stritt, Alexander Sikenko, Peter Sullivan, Quinn Sullivan, Victoria Sullivan, Meenakshi Sundram, Maya Speck, Alexandra Sweat, Nuri Tadayon, Samuel Tarlov, Olivia Tello, Marie Alex Violette, Charles Thomas, Magnus Torvason, Neo Taborek, Tiffany Tran Glenn, Lucas Troost, Sebastian Turkowitz, Meghana Upadhyaya, Alexander Van Nieuwkoop, Isabel Van Nieuwkoop, Irina Vand, Maurice Van Loo, Alexandre Veloso, David Villani, Christopher Vogel, Sophia Wall, William Walker, Vivian Wan, Chengay Wang, Catherine Wayman, Alexander Wexler, Joshua Weinberg, Madison Weiskopf, Yulon Wen, Madeline Wanger, Natalie Wheeler, Morgan White, Hunter Wills, Carson Wine, Aaron Weingrad, Patrice Winkler, Cortez Windsor, Shane Wong, Jose Ray, Jack Wright, Boyang Zhao, Yichen Yang, Christopher Yeo, Min Young, Brittany Yomi, Dylan Yoon, DeMonte Young, Jonathan Young, Anna Yuan, Jarrett Zach, Taha Zarami, Zachary Zeldo, Angel Zhang, Sharon Zhang, Jerry Zhao, Richard Zhao, Lee Zhou, Nathaniel Zittner, Gabriel Zwillinger,
And as a final protocol to this afternoon's ceremony, I now ask that the graduates please rise. And together, would you please move your tassels to the left? And with that, it's a pleasure to say congratulations